I'm a faith, lords, 'twas a glorious day, and more such days as these to us befall. So it began each evening of that summer, with the cannon's sound. Gone the winter's discontent. In the festive tent at Stratford, all's well. A play by William Shakespeare, a comedy performed, and please you, in modern dress. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. Away!
The king is cured.
How say you?
Cured this very night.
Is therefore we are men.
Marius, tonight the whole land rejoices.
Bonfires, eating, drinking, dancing. The lady, chief of the city. And then the physician, Gerard de Norfolk.
And they say miracles are past.
Here comes the king.
Sky canopied, serene, he rises with the flowers of the earth, and they call it Shakespeare's Garden, a musk-rosed corner of a parkland that suns itself along the gentle banks of another Avon, in another Stratford, in Canada. The park was a young man's early dream. Almost alone at the turn of the century, he envisioned it, fought for it. Today, the dream fulfilled, Tom Orr still walks among the flowers of his planting. There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And to a boy growing up in Stratford, creeping like snail to Hamlet School, exploring the summers under the willows of the Avon, the very names were the stuff of dreams. Tom Patterson grew up in Stratford, and 3 generations before him. And here a dream came to his youth, as wild and mad a dream as the park in Tom Orr's time had been. Idly in the slow afternoon of his teens, he tossed the idea about. And then the war came and he tucked it away. But the dream held. It held with him too at his work after the war. And then Tom Patterson decided to go home to Stratford again and to unlock his dream. And so, inauspiciously, hardly knowing he had started, his incredible adventure began. It began with talk, the vainest fantasy, as thin of substance as the air, and Patterson told it well. People listened, some of them said it was a nice idea, yeah, be nice. And thus, by their very listening, became involved in his audacious and wonderful dream, which was as Patterson had hoped. And his words began to spread.
The scheme Tom Patterson's talking up. Heard anything?
Impractical. Town couldn't support it.
But people come from everywhere, he says.
Nobody came when the high school put on much to do about nothing. That should be a lesson.
I said to Tom right here, Jim heard me. I said you gotta go after it like oil or aluminum. Big.
But you invest in oil, you got something. I don't see Shakespeare listed.
They tell me Tom's talking to city council tonight, going after the taxpayers' money. Well, we got a pretty sound council, Bert.
Most unusual request. Still.
Second. It's been seconded by Alderman Barker. Now, gentlemen, I hope you're clear on the motion. And that's your plan today, is it, Tom?
It is, Mr. Mayor. Shakespearean Festival with the best talent available. I'd like to ask council's support in investigating the possibilities of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Motion, please.
Motion that a grant of $125 be made to Tom Patterson to finance a trip to New York for the purpose of discussing with theatrical authorities the proposed establishment of a Stratford Shakespearean Festival.
Gentlemen,
January 21st, 1952. A two-line mention of the little $125 grant was carried over Canadian press wires. The reaction countrywide was instantaneous, electrifying. An editor fittingly recalled King John. Urge them, he counseled. Urge them while their souls are capable of this ambition. But in the weeks to follow, there would be promptings of another sort. Alas, some would soon be wailing, the task he undertakes is numbering sands and drinking oceans dry. Within the week, Patterson would return with little more than his original faith in the idea, and this he would nurture laboriously alone through the long winter. Perhaps by May they should have stopped. What indeed was Stratford thinking of? An ordinary average city, population 19,000, symbolically named, yes, but no more so than the village of Shakespeare 8 miles down the road. This was a working man's town, a railroad town, and in such a place, Patterson hoped in his dreams and slumbers, the miracle would descend. By early summer, with support from the Chamber of Commerce, a volunteer festival committee was formed. Once a week, it met, planned, adjourned. And then it made its first brave move. The committee authorized Tom Patterson to contact the famous Shakespearean director of England's Old Vic, invite him to fly to Stratford to advise them on their course. So they gathered on an early summer evening for a special purpose. July 8th, 1952. Dr. Tyrone Guthrie arrived.
Archdeacon Light.
How do you do, sir? How do you do? How do you do? Count Flash. How do you do? We've met before today, haven't we? How do you do? How do you do? Thank you very much. How do you do? You like it? Very much. Thank you very much.
How could I have your attention, please? Dr. Guthrie, this is a very happy and hopeful occasion. You're coming so many thousand miles all the way from England simply to advise us on an idea. And it may be all for nothing because I suspect many people are saying it's a highly impractical idea.
Well, impractical it may be, but important, surely.
We think so, Dr. Guthrie. In any event, if nothing else, the past several months have shown us that we have a great many questions, and I'm afraid very few answers. The reason we've invited Dr. Guthrie here is to put these questions to him, and I'm sure that he can withstand any barrage you care to aim at him, so fire away.
I've an idea that... Well, I'm not as clear as I'd like to be as to what you're aiming at. I have an idea we should agree about that. All right. If you want to make a lot of money and fill the place with tourists and ring merry chimes in the cash registers, I think I can tell you one thing not to do. Don't have a Shakespeare festival. Hire a line of beautiful young things and let them loose on a brightly lit stage. Far less trouble and expense. Can't fail to make a profit if you think up a nice refined title.
Such as?
Oh, well, something French, such as Voilà les girls or Bottoms Up. All right, then. If you want to do something of significance, something that Canada can be proud of, that isn't just a boxcar full of this or a shipload full of that, well, I think you can do that too. Shakespeare play, for instance, produced at a standard that's equal to the best in the world. Oh, but mind you, standards, in the theatre as elsewhere, cost money. Well, what do you want to do?
We want to do something significant.
Good. Let's start at once.
That's the question. Where?
I'd say a theatre.
Actors, I mean professionals,
Yes.
costumes and all.
Certainly.
And money.
Of course, quite a lot of it, but first a theatre. And if you want to get going next summer, you've got to start planning at once and planning carefully. But first, before anything, you've got to get a star.
On November 1st, 1952, the Stratford Shakespearean Festival of Canada Foundation was formally incorporated. An office was opened and a set of books, with not too much in either. But the few entries in the ledger were already prophetic. Objective, $150,000. Assets, $1,500. Deficit, $3,000. But who on that day could have read the prophecy? Fortune on November 1st was merry, and in that mood they thought would give them anything. 2 weeks earlier, Tom Patterson had returned from a star shopping trip to England, and he had brought back his prize, a contract for the distinguished actor, Mr. Alec Guinness. Tyrone Guthrie had now agreed to direct, and as designer they would have one of England's most brilliant, Miss Tanya Mozevich. Applications from actors the country over had already begun pouring in. Guthrie would return in December for auditions. 5 days in Montreal, then Ottawa, then Toronto. He would interview 317 in all. And then from Mozevich came the symbol and signal for the main advance, the scale model of the stage. All's Well, Richard III. The plays were already beginning to come alive. And for Tom Patterson and the committee, if not yet for the whole of Stratford, the reality was reaching out beyond the footlights of the dream. A shoemaker in Toronto became involved. Mr. Cecil Clark, assistant to Guthrie, had arrived to organize production needs. A little milliner's shop was asked, please to prepare 16 velvet courtiers' hats. Work docket at Kincaid's, the metal shops. 1 axe head, 1 orb, 12 crowns, 16 shields. In Kitchener, bell maker Carl Sturmer donated a 2-ton bell to announce the coronation of Richard III, which pleased Clark very much. And in Stratford in March, another shipment of Richard and All's Well arrived, second that month. And a Stratford Bridge Club became the Shakespeare Study Group under Mrs. John Adamson. 150 members, 5 sections, 9-week course. But the March air was full of shrewd, sensible talk. Too rash, too unadvised, too sudden the talk mainly went. Then on April 15th, 1953, in a simple ceremony beside the Avon where the tent would stand, Dr. Harry Showalter, president of the foundation, turned a first shovelful of earth. The rain held off, but as they recall it, the air was raw, chilly. And if you fall in the adventure, our crows shall fare the better for you, and there's an end. Now, like a play itself, the action began mounting to its climax. Contractor, signed. Electrical equipment, signed. Chairs, signed. Carpeting, signed. Costumes, props, signed. And they signed themselves into the crisis of May 1st, 1953.
The amount collected to date is $48,250. Our commitments, $66,400. Our overall objective, $150,000. It's clear from this we can't even meet our present commitments. The situation's desperate.
What about the tent? If we're going to be ready for opening night, we need $15,000 this week.
There's a motion before the board to consider postponement of the festival for 1 year.
Now the shrewd, the sensible ones began their crowish work. No care, no stop, they cried, so senseless of expense that they will neither know how to maintain it nor cease their flow of riot. Solicitously they asked, will you take eggs for money? The fashion of the world, they smirked, is to avoid cost, and you encounter it. And another shouted after Patterson, good counsel, Mary, learn it, learn it. Gaffney, the contractor, whether he were paid or not, said he would keep on working. May 6th.
Elliot Guinness sails tomorrow. We have to decide now. Do we have a festival this year or not?
Well, I'd like to say at this point that to get as far as we have now, it's taken a lot of courage and faith. This is no time to give up. We still have prospects for money, and I'm sure with a concerted effort that we can reach your objective. I'm positive of it.
Well, I move that the following cable be sent to Guinness. Situation hazardous, but determined to go through. Please sail as planned.
They worked on the theater day and night, feverishly, amid foreboding thoughts. Were they raising the monument to a deserted dream? Were these the specifications now for a hollow, abandoned hope? May 8th.
There is no improvement in the financial situation. None. We're still lining up prospects, but we need a few more days.
I propose that we do not vote upon this motion for postponement until several important contacts have been followed up over the weekend. Let's make it the last chance.
May 9th. Stratford calling Ottawa. No, there's no more time. Stratford calling Montreal. Thank you for your good wishes. May 11th. London to Stratford. Guthrie calling. If you can't continue, we will drop our contracts. Don't worry. When fortune means to men most good, she looks upon them with a threatening eye. Monday, May 12th.
You will be glad to hear that over the weekend, we have received, on condition that the festival proceed as planned, 2 anonymous donations, one for $10,000 and one for $25,000.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, do we proceed?
That Monday in May, the dream stood tall. By the end of May, the actors had arrived, rehearsals had begun, and the weather had turned very hot. And Stratford devised a special way of welcoming the first lady of the company.
We ascribe to heaven. The fated sky gives us free scope, only doth backward pull our slow designs when we ourselves are dull. What power is it which man's manner? Hello?
Hello, Miss Irene Worth?
Yes?
I brought you this bicycle.
Well, thank you very much.
It's a good bike. It might be just a bit stiff. It's brand new. Like I don't even know if it's even been oiled yet.
It's absolutely marvelous. You sure it's for me?
Oh, it's for you. It's from the Shakespearean Festival Committee.
How kind. Thank you so much. It's absolutely marvelous.
Why don't you give it a try?
Well, I will. Isn't it a wonderful color? It's simply wonderful.
Is the seat too high?
It's wonderful. Mabel, look at my bicycle.
Oh, isn't it lovely?
The arrival of the actors had set the city astir, and they were welcome all. Most of them were Canadians, 64 out of the full company of 68, and that was as Guthrie had wanted it. Of the remaining 4, and they were from England, there was Miss Worth, Mr. Douglas Campbell, Mr. Michael Bates, and one other, whom no one seemed ever able to recognize. Many good morrows to thee, my noble lord. time now was all rehearsal, and under Guthrie's exhilarating magic, the long hours became memorable. In Skip Manley's tent, sealed off, the plays took shape.
Thank you. Hold it a moment, would you please? Can I have a pencil? Thank you. Notes. This is a short scene, and you ghosts appear to Richard in the positions in which he had you murdered. And the point of the scene is the contrast between the inhumanity of your murder and the humanity of your appearance. And please, no stock ghost type, moany-ony kind of voices. I do wish all of you... I do wish that all of you would please get away from the idea that acting is a kind of terrible drill with the director a sergeant major. It simply isn't so. Acting's invention, make-believe. Now this time, will you please cough up some ideas and let me say they're terrible? Back, going to do it again. What's the good of my trying to be considerate and give you a morning in bed? You're half an hour early.
I like to know what's going on.
Hello.
Morning.
Ready, please? Go.
Let me sit heavy in thy soul tomorrow. I that was washed to death with fulsome wine.
Lloyd, sorry. If you three would mind coming up as one, as a single group. It's too fiddly and floppy that way. Keep close. And Richard, can we have a moan from you at the end of Clarence? Go ahead, Lloyd.
Let me sit heavy in thy soul tomorrow. I that was washed to death with fulsome wine. Poor Clarence, by thy guile betrayed to death. Tomorrow in the battle think on me and fall by edgeless sword. Despair and die.
Let me sit heavy in thy soul tomorrow, rivers that died at Pomfret, despair and die.
Think upon Grey and let your soul despair.
Think upon Bourne and in guilty fear let fall thy land. Despair and die.
Bloody and guilty, guiltily awake.
And in a bloody battle.
And in a bloody battle end thy days. Think on Lord Hastings, despair and die.
Dream on thy cousin smothered in the tower. Let us be led within thy bosom, Richard, and weigh thee down to ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephew's souls bid thee despair and die.
Richard, thy wife, that wretched Anne, thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle think on me and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die.
The first was I that helped thee to the crown. The last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle think on Buckingham and die.
Bob, I don't think this hand's a good idea. It looks as if you were, waiting for a handout. Remember, your head's been chopped off, and try and find some idea that'll express that. Up. Don't think so. It's too much. Don't you agree? I think it might be a laugh. Do far less. Let the audience do the work. Let them do the imagining, and you just indicate. Do relax. Don't be uncomfortable. We'll be going back. Princess, when you come up the stairs, you two, could you seem to be dead? I'd be limper. Hang your heads back and come up very, very limply. We won't go back now, but rehearse something. Plan it in the bedroom and astonish us in the morning, will you? Now, for the first time, that had the beginnings of a shape, but it hasn't enough intention yet. You're doing things, but not feeling them. Now we're going to do this again, and this time, can you try and find the shape of the scene? It's a climax, a build-up. You're the first speaker, aren't you? Di-da-di-da-di-da, despair and die. And the next one, di-da-di-da-di-da, despair and die. More the next, despair and die. Then all pouring in on him from all sides, despair and die, despair and die, despair and die. Back again. Ready? Go.
Let me sit heavy in thy soul tomorrow. I that was washed to death with fulsome wine. Poor Clarence.
Publicity. The orderly, sustained process of providing information was now, June's end, a frantic, valiant daily attack on the mountain of requests and queries. In the tent, rehearsals continued.
Look, would you change the construction of the phrase, put the stress in a different place, get a different meaning, and you can pick the meaning you want later on?
Don't you think it would help if she moved a little bit to the right?
Right, yes, I do. And keep your tiny little foot off his train.
Properties. For most of them, it was a new kind of work. Inventiveness applied to bits of scrap and felt and foil. Under Miss Jacqueline Cundall of the Old Vic, they were learning. But it was July now, 2 weeks to go.
You're weakening that by not moving definitely. And please, darling girls, would you sit the other way round? You look like 3 starlings on a telegraph wire. Start them again at Lizzie's entrance.
Costumes. The designs were Tanya Mozeyevich's. Their execution, the responsibility of Mr. Ray Diffin, one of Britain's most creative theatrical cutters. The question again was time. Full dress rehearsal, July 8th. The 8th was Wednesday.
This is supposed to be a party scene, and it looks like a kindergarten display in front of very formidable aunts. It has a deadly, awful, dull shyness. Difficult morning, keep out. Now, kill yourselves to be gay. Back, please.
Richard III, opening night, July 13th. All's Well That Ends Well, opening night, July 14th. Every seat for each performance for the full 6 weeks would be sold. 67,000 would eventually see the plays. July 6th, advance ticket sales read 62%.
No, that's not quite it. This is the last comment on Richard and must be made forcefully. Technically, the way to do that is to move very slowly. Sorry, Louis.
Oh, it's just a thought about the coronation scene.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't it be an idea to bring the chorus in about here?
Yes,
again?
I think it would, instead of at the 4th bar.
The last rehearsals were on Saturday, July 11th.
When a man in the
Upon the innocent
all these ropes saved for the actors.
Welcome.
Going to read?
Welcome.
Yes? We've got a minute. Certainly. It's about that line, the one you suggested I change the reading on. Yes? Well, I followed your advice this morning, and it was worse, I thought. I'm sorry, Chip. I've run out again. Sorry. No, I fell flat every run-through. Thank you. Guthrie didn't say anything, but I know it did. Maybe it's this breath control he's always talking about. Probably, or partly. But also you're trying something new, and cottoning on to something new, you become, well, any actor becomes so obsessed with the technical problem that you lose the spirit of the line. Give it a week and it'll sort itself out. It's paradoxical, really. To do anything decently in the theatre, to do it really well, you've almost got to forget how to do it.
That takes time. We open on Monday.
Yes, probably. But it's good to know what we're up against. What's that line of yours to Hastings? It's a vile thing, something.
It is a vile thing to die, my gracious lord, when men are unprepared and look not for it.
And look not for it. Same problem, really.
But is it? I mean, I've been changing it because of the emphasis.
Well, why not try taking it straight through? It drops at the end and you can't be heard because you've only got a cupful of air in your lungs. Can you do 6 lines of Shakespeare on one breath?
It's a big order.
That's a big author. And big authors make big demands. I'm not suggesting that breath control is all there is to being an actor, but in terms of technique, that awful word, it's fairly basic. As actors, we haven't the right to throw away an author's intentions just because we haven't got enough breath in our lungs.
Ready, Alec?
Ready. I was just about to consult my lecture notes. Coming to eat?
Yes, I am.
Pardon me while I climb into a heavy disguise.
They came back, and they worked late into the following morning. And now, the welcome up and the bunting out and the signs all freshly painted, Stratford was ready. People, in spite of the high school's apparent failure in Much Ado, were indeed coming from everywhere. They came from Europe, the United States, from all of Canada. Hotels overflowed. Residents by the hundreds opened their homes. Now in Stratford, everyone was involved, and this impractical idea Tom Patterson had once talked up was now our festival. Tradesmen were singing in their shops, and in Canada's Stratford, Shakespeare was big. Mercy o' me, what a multitude are here. They grow still, too. From all parts they are coming, as if we kept a fair here. And on Sunday, July 12th, they dedicated the theater.
Company which has been drawn together for this festival, for those who direct and all who take part, for their unity of purpose, for their willing cooperation, and for their sincere desire to give their best in the tasks to which they have been called. Amen.
In the faith of Jesus Christ, we dedicate this theater to the glory of God and for the deepening and enrichment of the lives of His people. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
July 13th, opening night. Trumpeters, with brazen din, blast you the city's ear. Make mingle with your rattling tambourines, that heaven and earth may strike their sounds together, applauding our approach. My lords and ladies, it is now our time to cry, good joy! Good joy, my lords and ladies. Tonight, Richard III. And on through all the soft, beguiling nights, the glorious summer long, all, at last, was well. But stay we no longer dreaming of renown. To the festive tent again, to Richard and to battle. Then strike up drums. As many arrows, lucid several ways, fly to one mark. As many ways meet in one town. As many fresh streams meet in one salt sea. As many lines close in the dial's center. So many 1,000 actions once afoot end in one purpose and be all well born without defeat. Each summer now the festival will play and revels sound by night upon the Avon. Each summer now in Stratford.